there was like one time, we had a cigar, and they came around to me and said I was going to get a hole in my throat. Like it was like I was going to get
like
cancer.
You wake up and you're
day.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
Cerny, are you ready to get intensely juicy, irresistibly hazy, and freshly squeezed?
Absolutely.
Let's take a rip on this jewel then.
Oh,
man, I thought we were vaping.
I was cracking a beer.
No, okay. We're having our Deschutes Fresh Hazy IPA. I think I've had this before.
This is one of my favorites.
Was this the one that I sent you?
Yes.
Or a lemon hazy? Or is there a lemon hazy? Or this
Not
is the
that I
one
know.
that I
This
sent?
is what
Okay,
you
let me
said.
see.
Goes down
That's
smooth.
pretty.
Nice and citrusy.
I mean, it ain't no White Claw, but it's pretty good. I would say if I'm anywhere, a fresh squeezed IPA is probably one of my go-to IPAs.
Yes.
From Deschutes
the
in
hazies.
Oregon.
So there was one. So we're gonna get off topic here, but
Such is life.
It's our forte. I saw like there was this one where it has like baseball themed, and it was like hazy, whatever it was, and it was called Triple Play. So I grabbed it.
A triple hazy?
I didn't. It was called Triple Play. I didn't make the connection. I just grabbed it.
Oh no!
And I had it. I was like, I took a drink. I was like, oh, holy shit! And I was like, that one's.
Did you turn the label looking for the
I
alcohol?
was like, holy shit! And I was so I was meaning to, but then like my name was called, so I put it down. Then I came back and revisited it again. It was like like Groundhog's Day. Like, oh, holy shit! I was like, oh, that's right. And I looked. I was like. It was like 11%. I was like,
"Whoa,
this is the only beer I'm having tonight."
Yeah, one of those, and Cern's out for the night.
But it didn't go down
Quite as smooth.
No, it was like I was chewing on fucking hops.
We don't need that. Remember that Hempasaurus or hemp?
Oh yeah,
the Hemperor. Yeah,
it was dank.
That was dank as fuck. That was dank. Speaking of dank, Juul. Or, not specifically them, I guess. We're speaking about the potential ban, via the Trump administration's plan to ban flavored e-cigs.
Okay.
Vaping-related illnesses spread. President Trump and top health officials met in the White House to discuss ways to keep the products away from teenagers.
Okay.
How old?
How long has vaping been around? Because I want to know. It's been around for a couple of years, right? I mean, it's been around
let's just say 6 years, I feel.
So what is it that's having the rash of illnesses, comas, or whatever it is? What is it? Is it just because it's more
what's
publicized?
causing
Yeah, is it just more publicized because it's an agenda, or is it
I
something?
think so.
Okay.
I'm cigarettes in California. So when they say keep it out of kids, so wow, you have to be 21 to buy tobacco in California.
Oh, you do?
Which is the state that we reside in. So when they say keep it out of kids, I mean, I don't.
So I didn't even know that. It's 20. Obviously, I'm not a smoker.
Yeah, I mean, anything,
so it's not on my radar. But
that would have really put a hamper on my dip game back in the day. Now, I'm going to read you now. I'm on Juul's website. Juul,
okay.
Juul, is, I would say, probably the most popular vape product out there.
Okay.
For nicotine vaping.
Story and I'll tell you.
Okay, I can't wait to hear. So here, you give me a ding, ding, ding whenever you hear revert your mind back to a impressionable use.
Done.
Virginia tobacco. Okay.
No.
Mint. Okay. Classic tobacco.
No.
Mango.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Cream?
No.
Like a fucking vanilla cream soda or something?
Maybe they said cream soda. I'd be like, ding, ding, ding. But
well, maybe cream soda.
Okay.
Cucumber?
No.
Fruit?
Just fruit.
It just says fruit. It's
Okay.
red, so I'm
Okay,
maybe
ding, ding,
fruit
ding.
punch.
I'd probably try that. We tried cherry skull when we were.
That's true. Yeah. Menthol is the last one.
Probably.
Menthol and mint are like kind of the same thing, right?
Okay, that's kind of redundant.
Now I will say, Mango has the most reviews on Juul's website with 7,000 reviews.
Wow.
Then cucumber and fruit have the next highest ones.
Cucumber.
I could see that being cool.
Like refreshing, like
kind of
cucumber and water or something. I'm thinking.
I guess. All right, I'm reading here. Will you tell your story, please?
Okay, so, somebody in the household who's older was telling me about, not my wife, but oldest child.
Yeah,
was telling me about, somebody, whatever, somebody that she knows.
Okay.
She was like talking to me about, well, they vape and blah blah blah. I was like, okay. She's like, well, she's addicted to nicotine, and I was like, she goes, it's kind of hard for her to stop. And I was like, well, that's kind of the business model, right?
Yeah.
And it went over her head.
Oh
She's like,
yeah.
What? What do you mean? I was like, that's kind of the game plan. That's nicotine's okay. Keep going with your story.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I mean, she has to do it like every day. I was like, yeah, it's kind of
It's like
works.
It's like smoking cigarettes. Yeah. Now
I just like the whole
lack of awareness.
lack of awareness
Okay.
or I can't think of the word right now.
Naive.
Yes. Naivete.
No.
Where, where I was like, that's kind of the game plan. I'm like, well, yeah, but she has to do it every day. Like, yeah, that's sounds about right.
Now you have kids scattered across all
age
ranges.
Yes.
Are they still doing DARE? Have you heard of any DARE things going on?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I say I dare you to do. Or
no,
inside
like
the
DARE,
house?
like the
I'm sorry.
DAR, like
yes, the drug thing.
Drug.
Yes, they do that. I don't think they do. Where Clifford the big red dog, or whatever it was,
crime dog,
McGruff the
crime dog.
I don't think they do that anymore. But yeah, they have like a drug-free week and all that. They still
just that
the
week
younger
you don't
grades,
do drugs at school.
Yeah, take a time out, guys.
Yeah.
They do something like that. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. Remember everyone used to wear red. Remember we used to do that.
Oh, the ribbons and shit.
Yeah. The red.
I feel like we have enough data saying that probably isn't super effective.
Yeah.
Use of our time.
They still do it. I don't know. I don't ask to. Maybe I should ask more questions when they say about that, but I don't, because it's like, okay, I remember that.
Well, because it's also that is kind of like this whole like fear mongering thing that obviously kids are very impressionable and
they do a great job of fear mongering. In particular, this is what's kind of weird. So in particular, they do great at fear mongering cigarettes and smoking. Like you are a bad person if you smoke, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like so, every once in a while, like we'll be on the golf course, we'll have cigars or whatever, and there was like one time, we had a cigar, and they came around to me and said I was going to get a hole in my throat. Like it was like I was going to get
like
cancer.
You wake up and you're
I'm sorry.
and
then it was like it was like one cigar, and it's not like we do smoke. Yeah, it's just like once every. So then it was like
they should have seen us shooting heroin up before.
Yeah, we're doing coke off of strippers. So then I was probably not the greatest when I said one ain't gonna kill you, right? It's like,
Cerny, I'm not a child psychologist, but I'm not totally sure that was the best.
That was
answer.
It was just I had a couple beers. I was like had a buzz going.
So you were drinking too.
Drinking, yes. Yeah.
So double whammy.
The whole debauchery corner over in the where I was at, but.
You're like, hold on, I need a quick pick me up. Okay, what is it, kids?
1 8 balls. Not gonna hurt you.
Doesn't make you a bad person. I kind of remember the same thing about like the fear mongering with the DARE and thinking, obviously my parents weren't partaking in cigars or any sort of nefarious activities like that. But, you would see so-and-so, or what was always really weird is like, there's that really iconic image of Michael Jordan holding the NBA Finals trophy and has a huge fucking stogie hanging in his mouth.
Yes.
And you're like, wait, this guy is at like peak of the success in this, and like he's doing that, and it's like this super. Basically, you're like
your mind's being
your
torn.
Adolescent mind is being ripped in half.
So I remember, baseball fans, like the Giants had won, like the division or whatever. Yeah. And I remember it was JT Snow because I was like, oh, he's so cool.
Oh yeah, he was like your idol back.
Yeah,
in the
he was so cool, and they were celebrating. He had a beer and a cigar in his hand. He's like, woo, in the camera. And I remember thinking like I was like crushed. Like, he smokes. I remember asking my dad. My dad's like, he's a world-class athlete. He's just celebrating.
I know.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Right, and the parents have a little bit more nuance. I feel I would be curious what they're saying. One, they should be speaking to the dangers more of the pill stuff, I would say.
Opioids and whatnot, yeah.
And I'm surprised they're not hitting the weed a little bit harder. Or everyone's like turned the corner on that.
I think they're turning the corner on that. I don't know. Again, I should probably ask more questions.
But cigarettes are, I would say.
I swear, I think if I like put a cigarette down in like a joint,
yeah,
it would be like the kids would be like, whoa, cigarettes, those have whoa. But they would like, I don't know about this marijuana cigarette.
What is this devil's lettuce you speak of? I will say in San Francisco, I will be more annoyed if I smell a cigarette like in front of me than if I smell.
Oh, you walking down San Francisco.
Some fucking Pineapple Express floating my way.
If you walk down San Francisco, I anticipate to smell Pineapple Express in my nose. If I don't, I'm like, whoa, what the hell's going on today?
Now, the President Trump acknowledged there was a vaping problem and said, we can't allow people to get sick, and we have to have we can't have our kids be so affected. So that's why they're.
Now, I know it is a problem because I know at like Melanie School.
Okay.
They like lock the fucking bathrooms because there are people going in.
I heard they're taking fucking doors off the stalls and shit.
Which is like, hold on a second. If you walk in, like, can I take a shit or, what about those people?
Yeah. Well, I just want to poop. I don't want to puff on my jewel. Now, I grew up and I had in my head that I wanted to dip.
Yes.
And we got our hands on some.
How old
and basically
15?
14 or 15, I would say. Like,
yeah.
Probably normal age when kids start experimenting with that shit. And I knew maybe McGruff, the crime dog, got to me. I'm like, oh, I have to run and be breathing a lot for baseball, so I can't be doing that. Plus, dip was more that. And it was like in my head that I was going to do it. It didn't really matter if I was 18 or not. Like, you still got your hands on whatever you wanted. Like, it wasn't.
When I don't think there's a way. We knew someone who was 18, they could buy it. That's how it goes.
So what I'm trying to say, I don't think taking fruit punch out of the thing is going to.
No, in fact, remember the very first
one we did was like
straight.
Yeah.
Red Seal. Straight. Right?
I'm jonesing now. And 21. Oof. So I think.
Things in here.
Well, this is also a little bit of a thing here. So I haven't verified this stat, but I think there's been around 7 injuries related to vaping.
Okay.
And these are like they're buying stuff from China, like
the bootleg shit.
They're not buying Jewels aren't exploding in kids' faces. So, it's like
which
contraband
makes sense.
stuff.
It makes sense because if you think about it, like a 16-year-old kid. Funds aren't exactly exorbitant. You can't I'm buying top of the line.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you want it, you're like, oh well, this company offers this. It's practically the same thing for fractions of the cost.
And they're buying the juice and injecting it or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're buying essentially they're going on the black market.
Yes.
And President Trump, in his
glory,
lack of wisdom,
there you go. More appropriate.
Speaking where his wife Melania was in attendance. He said, she's got a son. Trump said of their teenage, there's both of their kids. She said she has a son.
Confused. I was like, she has another
she
one?
feels very strongly about it, about
Okay.
the vaping thing.
Okay.
Now I realize ripping your jewel isn't in the amendment that you're allowed to, this is a right that you have.
Okay.
But I can't help but be flabbergasted by the seemingly unawareness of the massive shooting deaths that
there's
happened.
Probably more. I was in the whole time. I was thinking, well, there's probably more.
Probably like there's,
probably.
I mean, 10, 20, 30, 40x.
Yes.
And it's like, well, hold on. We have to think about the kids here. Like, really? But when a school gets shot up, it's not about the kids all of a sudden.
It's about the kids. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Juul has said that nearly 85% of its sales were from mint and other flavors, and it has its decision to stop shipping them to stores has dented sales.
Yes, I would imagine that.
I'm on the Juul site ordering a couple vapes for us, Cerny.
There we go.
They have a top banner.
We'll test it out.
They have the top banner that says, "Warning: This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical."
So is it the same as? I don't really know, but is it the same as hookah?
I don't know.
I don't
Let me
know.
Google.
Because I mean, how much hookah have we put down in our life?
Is there nicotine in hookah? Yeah, it does. There is nicotine in. It's just a different vehicle to sort of get it to you.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, because I always thought it was kind of like hookah. I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, I mean it's wildly convenient for the vaping. And I will say on their site they're like refer a smoker, and all their commercials that I'm seeing online are like very much like.
So we have a person at work.
Yeah.
No, I just learned that someone at work who actually listens to our show. So
Welcome.
they will know what I'm talking about. He used to smoke.
Okay.
And then he had gotten a girlfriend who wanted him to quit smoking. But he had
Okay.
been smoking for 40 fucking years or whatever it is. So he moved over to, it wasn't a Juul, but it looked like it looks like a cigarette, but basically, so he vapes.
Blue?
I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
ask.
it doesn't. Yeah.
I don't want to engage.
Is this like the Cubs fan or the A's fan?
No, this is the chef who
Oh
eats
my
sloppy
God!
joes.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! I had to meet this person
A chef who
who eats
invited
fucking
to be a
pedestrian-
chef on a cruise, eats Chef Boyardee and sloppy joes, for fucking
Wow.
breakfast, hot dogs. So he switched, and he uses the vape or whatever it is.
Now I feel I'm not a scientist or a doctor. I know this might be surprising to some listeners. I feel that
You're not?
Juul vaping, thank you, Sonny, quote unquote, better for you than ciggies.
I would think water vapor is better than smoke.
I would
think
think so too. Now I know they haven't done there hasn't been 40 years of study about, there's like, popcorn lung and,
I've heard
all
about
this
that,
shit.
yeah.
And I'm like, popcorn's pretty good sometimes. I
Yeah.
don't know what's the big
What's
downside
wrong
about
with
that. But
Popcorn in a movie? Huh?
now, yeah. So I mean, it seems in general now, if kids are doing it now, is this going to make kids go back to cigarettes? Because those are probably way easier to get your hands on.
Oh, that might be.
The tables are going to shift back.
It's just, so I don't think So you bring up a good point here. I don't think it's just going to this is where we're going to stop, and then it'll just stop, and it'll just move on to.
Well, it's like, are they trying to solve a problem that's unsolvable? They move the age from 18 to 21. That's 3 years. That seems like that should have had some effect on it, right? Then they take out the flavors. okay, if they're doing root beer float and cotton candy, like, okay, that's fair. Like,
I think
let's
they
get
were
rid of
doing
those.
something like that.
Mint, I mean, like,
pretty generic.
I mean, yeah.
Mint and menthol. That's like I'm not saying that kids wouldn't do that, but I'm sure they would. But that's more of like a committed flavor.
Yeah. So that'd be like saying the first alcohol drink you can have would have to be like a fucking shot of Jack Daniels or something. Like, you got to go balls to the wall. Like, you can only have the tobacco flavor, and they're not going to like it or something. Yeah. Is that their thinking on this? I don't know.
I think that's their thinking. I think you're right, though. I wasn't thinking about it. That the adverse effect may be just coming back to smoking, or you know what? They may be going back to what was the snuff, where you take the pinch and you sniff.
Snooze.
Yeah.
Snort it up.
Something, I get it. It's kind of because at least with smoking, when someone smokes, you can smell it on them.
Now, I will say that is one thing about the vape that is like crazy. So I have like one of those PAX pins for the marijuana.
Yes.
And you could just like, I'll go in the bathroom and I'll just take 1 or 2 hits, and it's not like I walk out and people are like, if you smelled someone that like smoked a joint in their car, they're reeking of it. You don't know, like, you go anywhere, you could probably go in the bathroom real quick and hit it real quick. Oh. So like nobody knows. So that's the thing about it that I could see being interesting in school. Like people could smell cigarettes on you.
Yes.
But right, yeah, you can go in the bathroom. Oh, Miss Johnson, I got to take a piss, and you go in and you're hitting your jewel with your
jewel, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Here, this will be good. What is juuling? 5 things about the concerning teen trend every parent should know.
Okay. I'm all ears.
I saw this title. I was like, we got to read this. Okay, Cerny. Wow, this is not...
Okay.
What do you think the number one question that is asked about juuling?
Is it addictive?
No, even worse. It sounds like this is like, what's the difference between a Juul device and a Juul pod?
Enlighten me.
Wow, okay. Question 2, what is a Juul pod? Juul pod contains proprietary salt-based nicotine e-liquid formula. Blah, 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 blah.
Think of it like a Keurig pod.
Yeah. That's what How much nicotine is in a Juul cartridge or pod? Each Juul
I like that question. It's like, do you have something to base it off of? Do you have a measure?
Yeah, like is now for these like pins that you get, they'll tell you like if you take a 4-second draw, that's like a dose.
Yes.
And then they'll break it down like you'll get 10 milligrams THC and like whatever the mix of it is. Okay. So they'll like kind of break it out for you for that. So I'm curious about this. Each Juul pod has about 200 puffs in it and contains as much as an entire pack of cigarettes.
Okay. Wow.
So what's the price of one of these?
So I like how they...
I mean, it's not like you're ripping a whole pod down in the bathroom.
and I like... So nicotine, in my undoctored opinion, it's not like, because you think of a whole pack of cigarettes, you're thinking of everything else that comes with it.
Yeah.
Nicotine's more like caffeine or something like that, right? So it's something that kind of gives you an effect, but it kind of yes, and then it kind of goes away. But there's nothing really
in its purest form. You're saying
yes. So nicotine in cigarettes isn't what gives you the cancer. It's the carcinogens and smoke and all the other shit that comes with it.
And like the rat poison or whatever fucking shit that's in
whatever else is in it. So that's not the portion of the cigarette that gives you the cancer.
That's why.
But they say that. So that's okay. Go on. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say that's why you never hear anyone getting mouth cancer from chewing Nicorette gum.
Exactly. Then that's why they have Nicorette gum and patches and all that stuff. So that's the...
You don't put a patch on, you're like, shit, now I got arm cancer.
Yeah. Got turmeric cancer.
Yeah.
My arm.
Okay, Cerny. Question 4. Are e-cigs and vapes safe? Parents need to know.
Oh. All right. What do they say?
The FDA has been studying the impact of e-cigs on public health. A report from 2018 found that there is evidence that suggests that switching from regular cigarettes to e-cigarettes reduces an individual's exposure to numerous toxins and carcinogens. According to the Surgeon General, flavorants such as diacetyl are linked to serious lung disease, and e-cigarettes can also contain heavy metals and violate...
A little Metallica.
Yeah. I was thinking. Organic compounds. Young people can learn about the risks here.
Young people.
When you're a fucking teenager, someone referring to you as young people, nothing pisses you off more than that.
Nothing more. And here's the other thing: when young people should think, okay, first off, young people, you're immortal. When you're like, all the way up to age 25, nothing could happen to you in your mind. Nothing. You could do something. You could jump off a fucking
your
building.
Your parents
and
would tell you this, and it just didn't.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, which you probably will be. Question 5, Cerny. Is it really that popular? In quotes, Juuling generated $224 million in retail sales from November 2016 to November 2017.
Wow.
Okay.
Is it that popular?
What a horrible article. The page is still loading because all the fucking pop-ups and ads they're trying to give me. I'm going to be my computer.
I hope one of those pop-ups for Juul.
So, what's our stance here on?
I think there's bigger issues in Juuling.
There's
bigger fish.
If we're looking at it from a macro level or macro level, if we're actually concerned about kid safety, there's other things to try to eliminate or reduce than
some gun issues,
some fucking mint
educational issues. You could do more than just the Juuls.
There's cities in our country that don't have fresh water. It seems like a fucking problem to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, that's the chip and cern. I mean, that's what I think.
I don't do Juul or anything like of that. But
should we start?
Better late than never.
Just puffing.
And the sponsor is one.
Oh, actually, I would take a Juul sponsor. They probably got some money. They got some monies to send over, that's for sure. Well, Cerny, nothing would make you look cooler whilst Juuling than a Chip and Cern Show lid.
And you can ask us for a lid at chipandscernshow@gmail.com or reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Actually, we're getting hotter in the Instagram world, so
lots of bots.
Give us a follow. Yeah, actually, there is some bots.
We're posting clips, at least one clip from each show, where there are potentially some laughs to be had. So double tap to like and share with your friends, just the same as you're sharing your memes.
Exactly.
We're gonna
just bundle package.
Send a couple memes, a couple Chip and Cern Show clips.
There you go.
And if you are under the age of 18 and you think that this Juul flavor pod ban will have an effect on your ability to, like, if you're like, well, I was gonna Juul. Quote unquote Juul, but now I'm not gonna Juul because they took my fruit punch flavor away. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I would like to break down the psyche.
Let's hear about that. But anyway,
we won't spoil your name.
You know what they always say: smoke them if you got them. And until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.